Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Facebook community. Good morning and Happy New Year's. Oh,
Not yet. We just recorded.
oh, it's okay. It's all right. I just keep kind of looping the same thing anyway, and it lets me get comfortable. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Greetings and good morning, Facebook community. Happy New Year's, everybody. Happy New Year's from Harley and me, aka the High Healer, pulling out my card decks, getting ready to give us a collective reading for the new year. Our first one for the year. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Wake up, everybody. Wake up, community. So good to be here with you guys again. If you're traveling, please travel safely. If you're just waking up, wake up. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hopefully Harley will quiet that down and not be doing that for too long. If he does, I'll have to jump off and go cage him up somewhere. How's everybody doing? Happy New 2023. Where does time go? We are already in day 10 of the new year. Let's see what our toolbox is going to give us today, what cards are going to be intuited for our community today. Welcome, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Good morning and welcome. Good morning. Good morning, Facebook community. Thanks for coming to wake up with us this morning. Hope to see some of you on Zoom soon. Feel free to join us if you like. Good morning, I'm Bumbola. Good morning, Adam. Happy New Year's, you guys. Good morning, Nora. Am I saying your name properly? It's beautiful spelling.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Pardon my dog's barking. I'm so sorry, you guys. Yeah, I can hear some movement going on outside. Harley, shh. Shh. Gotta understand the assignment, baby. Happy New Year's, everybody. Welcome.
Happy New Year's, Jaimie Monet. How you doing?
I'm well, Adam. Happy New Year's to you too. You travel safe out there. I see the sun is rising.
I will.
Perfect, perfect. Are you enjoying your cards? Have you been able to work with them at all?
Yes, I have so far.
Super, super. You gotta message me. Let me know how it's going. Hey, Philip. Sure. Cool.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy New Year's.
Same to you.
Thank you. Good morning, community. We'll be diving into our cards soon as our wake up commercial completes its play, and we will dive into our readings. If you're out there in Facebook land, feel free to join us on Zoom and come share any of your reflections, or feel free to drop them in the Facebook chat. Charmaine will be holding me down today. Good morning, Marilyn. Happy New Year's.
Good morning to you too. Happy New Year. Hope everything this year comes out good, right?
Right? I was just about,
last.
hope it's treating you well so far.
Yes, thank you.
Good morning, Sister Rukia. I see your mic is not on, but good morning. Sending you light, living light. Excited to see. Let's see. Start looking at these cards to see where spirit is taking us today.
Wake up everybody, it's time to get up. Wake up everybody, it's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning, we're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Greetings, 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 and good morning, community. So good to be with you guys here today. So I am here to do what I have committed to doing, was coming once a month in the beginning of the month to do a collective reading for the group, using my tarot decks while I was sitting here. The Modern Witch Tarot deck kind of like called my name to start there. And then I think I'll be pulled to the archangels. So while I'm here shuffling, you feel free to grab your journal if you'd like, or whatever apparatus you use to take your notes, if you'd like to take notes today or reflect while we're sharing what comes up in the cards. I'm gonna start by opening up the floor and asking if there's anyone that would like to share anything from last month's reading, anything that has come up. I did drop the cards in last month, and I don't know why I did not make sure that I had those actual cards pulled, like what was pulled in front of me. And my brain is in a little bit of a morning fog right now. But if any of you do remember any of the cards that were pulled or anything that came up for you and anything that you were able to tie to it since then, please feel free to come off your mic and share while I am shuffling. Don't be shy, don't be shy. Grand Rising, Catherine.
Who remembers last month? Is anyone here from last month?
My brain is horrible. I'm like, I've pulled so many cards since then. Lets me know that I have a need for a better record keeping system here.
Veronica, were you here?
I was, but I can't remember where I wrote everything. I have to look.
Okay.
I'm like, same thing. Anything to share, Catherine?
FYI, we have a Wake Up Everybody journal, just saying.
I like that. I love that. Like, and I'll give me some little tabs. All right. No worries. There's no pressure to share. I'm actually going to go ahead and dive into our first pull. The Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles. So let's see what comes up with the Five of Pentacles. I know they look kind of chilly and cold. Pentacles refer to money. There's your image. And I'll definitely be dropping these cards in the chat box later on. Let's see. Five of Pentacles. I know for me, okay, Five of Pentacles. Don't be too proud or scared to ask for help. You're struggling and you feel like there's absolutely nothing to do but put your head down and try to suffer through it. But if you look around, you'll see there's warmth and loved ones who are willing to help you out in some sense. Even if it's just a kind shoulder to cry on, they'll help you weather this storm. They'll help you weather this storm. Does that resonate for anyone and where you are right now? I know for me, it more so speaks to me and being in integrity. I am at this point where there are some questions being asked of me and things being asked of me, but I'm also in a very changing point in my life, entering to a next phase of relationship. And while I'll constantly make myself support for other people and show up and stretch myself thin and spread myself out, I'm not always doing that for myself. So that's what comes up for me in that area. It's like, while I can be support to someone else, I can also allow other people to support me. I've been leaning into my couples around me and kind of just paying attention to the things that I want to carry into this relationship that I'm embarking on. So that's kind of how this Five of Pentacles applies to where I am right now. And that support, when I find that when I'm being that way, being in integrity and intentional with how I'm spreading myself, I am then supported, whether it be financially, whether it be, and that's through something working out okay. I'm sorry, you guys, my dog is a little acting up this morning. But yeah, for you guys, Charmaine, I saw you shake your head. Does that resonate at all for you?
Okay. Does it resonate for me? Yes, it does. Yes, it does, because I'm in that season as well. Especially just coming out of our 7-day ritual where the theme was time is medicine. It's there discovered that I have time, but I don't spend it. I don't spend quality time with myself. And so that's where I am. Love to give to everybody, but don't give that to myself. Love to give all the attention to everybody, all the nurturing love and hugs and kisses that they need, but don't give it to myself. So I'm in that season of just sitting still and enjoying my quiet space, and enjoying my quality time. Yeah, and I'm complete.
Thank you for sharing. I'll also share that the number 5 resonates with like challenges or difficulties. So it's where else in your lives do you see yourselves facing challenges or difficulties and not allowing some people to support you or not leaning into the support that's around you. You know, our work that we do, we're constantly looking at how we allow others to support us and how much support we're actually giving and how much we're taking on and how that can be imbalanced in life. Is there anybody out there that would like to share any places in their lives that that's showing up?
Catherine's hand is up.
Go right ahead, sis.
Yes. Peace and blessings. It's Sweetness in the house this morning.
Greetings. Happy New Year.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Assalamu alaikum. So for me now, after being a part of Be the Tree, I'm watching to see how long it's gonna take me to program myself, to put myself first, and to make me priority, right? I don't need to walk around this planet anymore teaching somebody how to treat me. So those with eyes, let them see. So they'll be watching me treat me, and then they'll either follow suit or we will not be walking together. So in the morning, it's about me. It's more about my hydration, certain supplements that I take. And before I lay down, it's about me, listening to, for me, it's sounds of rain, or it might be, I have some Audible books that's about introspection. And one of the books is The Mountain Is You. And so it's I'm watching to see how long this is going to take for me to program myself, because it's not by coincidence that the majority of us put other people before ourselves. That is not coincidental. So for me, I'm putting in place the tools that I've gathered from different programs. And like I said, just from investing time and money into Be the Tree, I said, you know what? Let me actually make this appear and manifest in my life. I didn't just, show up for a couple of months and look into myself, extend myself. I didn't do all of that just to say I did that. I wanted to be extremely visible. So that's what I'm doing now for sweetness. I'm going to bed with sweetness on her mind, and I'm waking up with sweetness on her mind. And then and I'm just really confident that could make me available to you, Jaimie, to Charmaine, to Kinyofu, to the community, to my neighbors. That's what I strongly believe, that if I take care of me, and even my nieces, if my nieces see me taking care of me, then they'll take care of themselves, and then they'll take care of me. So that's what I wanted to.
What is the area that you find the most challenging or difficult to actually activate?
To activate?
Mm-hmm. So you said that you want to give more to yourself and that, but where's there a challenge or a difficult spot for you to put sweetness first? Where is it that you're putting everything and everybody else before yourself, or just seeing a challenge or a difficulty in doing that or getting it complete?
Right. That's across the board is what I'm saying, is that if I've been doing that, I'm 61 years old now. So if I've been doing that, if I've been doing the opposite for all that time, then the challenge would be, recognizing that it needs to flip right now. A shift has taken place. So the challenge, right, that's what the challenge would be in that area of, and being consistent with that. So the challenge would be consistent. So I've just recently, learned that what you put your energy to at night, right? When I lay down, it's not thinking about yesterday's or the day's mishaps. It's about the wonderfulness of who I am, and that I am my responsibility. So, and then if I wake up, if I go to sleep with that thought, then I wake up with that thought. There's no question about I need to reach for hydration. I need to reach for my supplements. I need to stretch. So that's putting me first. And that makes me available to everybody else. And with that, I'm complete.
Ashe, thank you. What I heard was that the challenge is the consistency, and what you're putting in place is that's how you start your day and that's how you end your day. And if you can constantly do that over some time, that'll now be your new habit. Got you. Very clear on that. Thank you for sharing. I was ready to say, and I'll just share for those of you who, because we're definitely in this season of Be the Tree about to begin again, for those of you who may have any interest or just are wondering what that program is that Sweetness may have referred to. It is Soul's Rites of Passage program for women, and it's called Be the Tree. I am a graduate of cohort 2, and Sister Sweetness, I'll share with you that all of our journeys are so different, and I'm sure you've learned that by now, just talking to all of the different women in the community. I took the program in cohort 2. I was kind of MIA between cohort 2 and 10, and I always say I was walking around with the tools, sort of like that piece of candy that you kind of keep in your bottom of your bag for emergency purposes only, and you kind of take it out when you really, really have to use it. Take a couple of sucks and then wrap it back in the wrapper nicely. Yeah, that's how I was treating those tools. And when I came back and colored 10, from 10 until 20, coaching or dealing with leadership in some capacity, it's grown me exponentially. And I say that the journey shifts really when we allow it to shift, when we get out of our own way. You said something, Sweetness, about ourselves, and ourselves being the biggest challenge. And a lot of times we are the ones that are in our own way. Yeah, so 5 of Pentacles, you guys. So starting out, it has us looking at where our challenges and our difficulties may lie, where we may not be allowing support to come in. I do know that I was also pulled. And before while I'm shuffling these Archangel cards, if there's anyone else that would like to share about the 5 of Pentacles, any challenges or difficulties that may have come up for them. Feelings of worthiness, shaky relationships, fears around jobs or financial security.
Okay,
Good morning.
good morning. My name is Nura, and I'm a Reiki master and all those things that you guys have just mentioned. I think the thing that I picked up this year is that we're in a 7-year, and the 7-year is mastery, and it is to be of service to your, to humanity and to yourself. And I think as healers, that is the first thing that we learn. We always have been giving, but to be able, well, that's the spiritual part of it, because in Islam and every other thing, anything that you make too much, that you make more before, you are limiting yourself with your creator. But the other part is the letting go. I think we're letting go attachments and letting go, thinking that you are supposed to do this and be that, and just realizing that when you start to let go, and that could be your children, it could be anybody, that anything you hold on too tight to now, you have to let go. And when you let go, it doesn't mean you let them go. It just means you let go the attachment that you have. And that's where we are now. I think we're in 5G as the phone goes, with energy and frequency. And they woke me up. I don't know how I got on your call. I missed it yesterday. And they woke me up 10 minutes before this call came so that I could have this experience with you, whatever it is. And I'm on page with you.
Oh, wow. Welcome, Nora. I appreciate you for showing up here. And I appreciate your wisdom and your jewels that you just dropped. So much came up for me in your share about the 7-year and the mastery of things, and how we just pour and pour and pour, and how we're waking up. It's that part, the removal of the paradigms and the stories and shifting. And it's happening on so many different levels. In Be the Tree, I'm part of a inclusivity team, and we're always looking to expand and stretch and grow our how we love on the world and how we give back to the world. And what I'm seeing through that is definitely a release of paradigms and stories and living inside of others' boxes. So thank you for that, bringing that awareness to the space. All right, so let's see what the archangels want us to look at today. Thereof or be supported in. So, always on time. So Archangel Raphael wants us to breathe. Take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. So Sister Catherine, you can use the power of breath and the energy of air to move along and to help you continue to be consistent. Let's see what he actually has to say in here. Breathe. The additional message is often during times of stress, you may unconsciously hold your breath. Yet, as you know, breath is essential to oxygenating your mind, body, spirit, and very life. Write a note to yourself to breathe as a reminder of the importance of invigorating yourself with deep and steady breaths. Make trips to places where fresh air is plentiful. You'll also notice an increase in air quality when you're near water, such as the beach or a lake. Even taking a shower or bath puts you in touch with the positive ions associated with water and air. Working with Archangel Raphael. Raphael's name means whom God heals, and he is known as the healing angel in charge of physical healings for all living beings. Often, Raphael gives us divine guidance, intuition, thoughts, ideas, dreams, and so on about how we can participate in keeping our bodies healthy. When you call upon Raphael for a healing, pay attention to the inner impressions and be sure to follow through upon guidance that calls you to take action. Where in your lives do you need more breath, more air, more movement? Where is fear stagnant? Where are old patterns holding you hostage? Where are hope?
I'm sorry, you have more questions?
I was just going to tie it in a little bit into that Five of Pentacles. Where are those challenges and difficulties, and where you're not allowing support to come in? Where are those things causing you to hold in breath and not breathe enough?
Catherine's hand is up. Sweetness, go ahead. You want to share?
Yes, peace and blessings. So I was noticing pain. Pain makes me hold my breath. And yeah, I've had pain for a large part of my life. As a child, I suffered with migraine, so I know pain, right? And so with showing up at Woo, we've been exposed to different people coming on, teaching us breath and different breathing techniques. And so I have been applying that, and it's been extremely helpful. And so I received what you just finished sharing from Raphael, because I wasn't feeling too well when I was doing at the culmination during that time, and so I was making sure that I was burning sage, or I had oils, because I couldn't even really burn sage too much because of upper respiratory issues that the smoke would irritate it. But I had the oil, and I had the eucalyptus, and I had the peppermint, and so I was very intentional about the quality of the air in my space while I was healing and while I was going through the rituals of bearded tree and just growing and healing from life. So yeah, I definitely received that. And also I have a tendency to look up at the ceiling fans, and you know how dust accumulates around the what is it called?
Oscillating part, the part that spins.
Right, they're arms, but they're called something. So I always take note of that. So in my room, I always clean it off. Blades, thank you, Kenyofu. Thank you. So I always look at that. And this morning when I woke up, I'm in an unfamiliar space, and I looked up at that. And so yeah, I definitely received all that you shared, and I am a believer of the power of the breath. We were doing heated breaths with Kadeem a couple of days ago, and it just is almost magical for me, because I've noticed that I have a tendency to hold my breath. Have even been diagnosed with severe sleep apnea. So that means that at night, I'm most of the time I'm asleep. I'm not even breathing.
Forget about it. I'm gonna just sleep.
So yeah, that I received what you said, and I do. I receive it in love and with gratitude. So thank you. With that, I'm complete.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Yeah, I was two things that came up for me while you were sharing, Sweetness. And one is I was speaking with my partner yesterday, and I was talking about an elder woman that I work with and her disposition. And I hadn't realized that he had informed me that she had actually had 2 hip replacements. And I said, that makes so much sense. I really understand this person so much more now, because they seem to have, like in the past, like they were probably a super bubbly person and happy person like their whole entire lives. But under the surface, there's kind of like this grumpy person. And it made sense to me because I do understand. I know back home some years ago when the opioid epidemic was at its height and they were giving out the free mental health training. When I had taken that, they really helped us understand how pain on that scale of 1 to 10 can actually create dis-ease in the mental as well as beyond the physical. So pain is not something that's easy to live with. And I could understand how kind of trying to offset that, we could forget to breathe. And so many other things cause us to forget to breathe. And it's really important to breathe. So seems like this year is starting out with maybe a little bit of challenges, but also offering us some remedies in the way of breathing. Let's see where these cards are pulling me next. And if there's anyone else that would like to share, please. Hey, perfect. Hey,
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, and yourself. Always a pleasure.
I'm good. Same here. I was excited that today was Toolbox Tuesday. Yes, and what resonated for me was the breathing. And I caught myself yesterday, especially. I was getting very flustered, and it was like my patient was very, very like worn off thin. And my watch, I have like it measures my stress level, but it knows when like my heart beats out of control and when my stress is high, because it starts like vibrating and it tells me to breathe. And so then I hit start and I have it so that I take 6 deep breaths. And there's this flower on it that kind of expands when you're inhaling, and then it just shrinks when you're exhaling. So my watch did that to me twice yesterday. So I'm like, I know I'm stressed. Okay, I gotta calm down. But then when you started talking about how water heals, and how it's kind of calming and soothing, I that really got me, because I must have been a fish in my past life or something. Because whenever I'm around water, it's just like my happy place. It takes me to a different space in mind that I could just disconnect. I remember last time when we were having the conversation about healing my brain and giving my brain some time to rest. I feel like water does that for me. Just seeing the movement of it, just hearing it, especially being someone who I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. There's beaches everywhere. We always lived near a beach area, and I always go, I had like this special place, and I always go in my mind, try to go travel to that place where I could just hear the rocks rolling when the wave crashes on it, and then just trying to like smell it. My mom actually in the summer sent me a big seashell from Puerto Rico, which you hardly ever find them now. So then I just take a moment, and sometimes I just put the shell to my ear and just to hear the wave. So that for me is just healing. It just takes me out of the world and just places me back in the water where I'm just calm and collected, and I could think and put my thoughts together and just, okay, this is what I got to do now. So I appreciate that, and I'm complete.
You're welcome. I love that. You definitely have your mermaid energy. Yeah, you definitely might have been a mermaid in your other life. Little Mama Wada going on over there. Little Mama.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was going to say, and actually there is an amazing book that that some of us in Be the Tree, we have a little side book club that we've started. Can you drop the name of the book in the chat? for Marilyn and anyone else who may be interested. It's a really beautiful book, and would speak to that energy that you're speaking of, Marilyn. And I would offer that that you probably look at that and maybe get some of those little mini fountains that maybe for the classroom or your bedroom, so that you constantly have that sound of water, so that it's there for you to tap into. I know, being born and raised in the Bronx, a lot of times being an inner city girl, it's like you totally forget that we're like that was a city that was so coastal, and I really miss it now that I'm kind of inland in Georgia now. Although we have a lot of lakes and creeks and streams, I miss that coastal and being able to go out to Rockaway or go to Orchard Beach and just put my feet in the water. Definitely miss that.
Hey, so I'm responding to your question, Jaimie. Oh, and the whole water conversation, I'm loving that. The Skin of the Sea is the name of the book. And I read it and I was like, oh my gosh, I am a mermaid. Never before have I claimed myself a mermaid, because there was apparently some cultural, physical disconnect. But now I can own and claim that I can be. And so I've been in the water swimming and being mermaid while I'm swimming.
I love it. Well, mine's was that I could not swim. So it was like, how could I be a mermaid and I can't swim? But in my mermaid skin, of course I can swim. That's what the superpower is. So I agree. I am too a mermaid as well. Right? Yeah, we could definitely do a road trip to Savannah. Maybe we could get some of our Georgia crew and do a little road trip to Savannah. Maybe take a couple of carloads. That would be super, Catherine. I'm definitely up for that. I was going to say, but there's also a spot in Stone Mountain Park that they have this little island before you go to the big park, where the whole entire thing is surrounded by water, and it's sacred land of the indigenous folks of that area of Stone Mountain. And it's a lot closer than the beach, and it kind of gives that same energy. Really cool little lagoon points and super walking around.
That sounds great. So my connection I shared in our pre-brief was that I wake up in the night, and then most times it's a chore to get back to sleep, which has me wake up, to finally fall asleep before it's time for me to wake up, and that's annoying. So that's the struggle. So I wasn't connecting with the struggle before with the first card, but with the second card, I was like, oh yeah, that's a struggle. And what I had heard was that deep breaths will take me back into sleep. And it works, but not all the time. And so I'm thinking, so this today, and I was taking these deep breaths, I was feeling myself going down the path back to sleep, but then something would wake me up again. Not a wake up. It wasn't because I didn't get to sleep yet, but it was an annoyance, and the annoyance was an itch somewhere. So this morning, I'm like, okay, so maybe that itch is a message for me not to go to sleep, for me to wake up, do something, not necessarily get out of bed, but to be more present to the message. And I've heard that, messages come in the middle of the night, but when I'm sleeping, I'm like, no, not now, thank you very much. But I'm going to honor that, because it's a struggle for me to go back to sleep. I'm in that breath. I'm stressed, not stressed, but I'm like very conscious. Like, is it happening? Is it happening? Is it happening? Is it going to happen? The frustration is there too. It's like, and then something will alert me and I'm awake, and then I'm back to that frustration again, and forcing myself, like trying to force myself to get back. So anyway, I'm just saying, I'm taking all this in as a message.
I appreciate that. I resonate with I have a resistance to that time of night that you're talking about, when you wake up and it's like you get those grand ideas or those things, and you know how they say you're supposed to keep a notebook by your bed and you're supposed to jot these things down. In that moment, I kind of get upset because it's like, why'd you have to come now? Because I'm resistant to doing what the suggested things are. And therefore, I a lot of times lose those gems because of the resistance. Because for me, it's really resistance. Because if I'm up to have the thought, then I'm up enough to write it down or to even just pick up the phone. And how many times we just pick up the phone on the side of the bed? I can even voice note it. It's like we have all of these things that make our lives easier, but my level of resistance can be so tough and strong and Bronx girl that she's like, no, we're not giving in, son. Like, I don't want to get up. I'm not doing it. And it's like, it doesn't serve me. And I find that that's what actually has me in this space more than anything. And that's me in my own way.
Yeah, the struggle, the resistance for me is not wanting to acknowledge it's time to get up in whatever form, even to make a message to get back to sleep. I'm also thinking if I do that, then I'll be more awake, and then sleep is just out of the question.
So it's like sleep. It's like sleep is slipping further and further away the more that just comes in the space, whether it be an itch, a thought, whatever it is, just go away. Just go away is what you want. I hear that. Thank you for sharing.
Sure.
And does that resonate for anyone else? Any of those feelings, those challenges? And it doesn't have to be sleep. Sometimes it's commitments and it's our obligations and things we've given our word to that it's that'll have us in those places of feeling challenged, of holding in our breaths because we're not breathing. Feel free to drop in the chat if anything comes up for you. And I was led while Marilyn was speaking to pull an energy card. Interesting. I've actually never, ever pulled this card before or seen it or set eyes on it. And it is hostilities. Hostilities. So where could the challenges and difficulties and not breathing be creating hostilities? Let's see what that card actually is speaking to. So hostilities, defenses up, aggressive energy. This card shows a man raising his sword in readiness to do battle. When it comes upright, it reveals a situation where hostilities toward you are about to be or have already been engaged. The aggressive energy may be verbal or emotional, with someone in your environment being excessively critical, demanding, or hurtful. In a work or social situation, there may be a backstabbing or out and out slander going on. This is different from the deceit card because the hostile energies are more apparent and more overt. In fact, you may have been living with them for some time. But whether this is new or old energy, now is the time to regain control. Allowing dishonoring treatment from others is an open invitation to the universe to send you more. It may feel risky, but you need to have the courage to stand up for yourself now and always. Where is someone overstepping? Where is someone creating dis-ease for you, for your well-being, for your sense of sanity, safety, wellness? I know something definitely came up for me when I began reading this card, but I will open the floor first if there's anyone that this card may be screaming to right now. Feel free to come off mute.
I don't see any hands up.
All right.
Nora's hand, mic is open. Not sure if that's in preparation to speak.
Yes.
All right, welcome, sis.
I'm gonna just try to do it real quick. I'm tuning into what everyone is saying. And I want to first make a comment to the other sister. We have a mental, physical, spiritual, and an astral body, and all of them have to go to sleep at the same time. So sometimes if you are wrestling with one of those, you know, the physical body may want to go to sleep. The astral body wants to travel, and they all have to all be in alignment to sometimes go to sleep. And sometimes if you eat yogurt or you take some magnesium, calcium, magnesium, and and so forth. If you prayed or meditated before you go, sometimes you're up because you're in a higher level of consciousness. And so I always find that all of those have to be in sync. Second, as women, some people have high libido, some people have low libido. And if you're not in a relationship and you're not really using your libido, that libido energy will get stuck and it wants to come out. So and all of those things have a lot to do with sleep. That's what I was picking up. And the other sister, when she was mentioning air and the fan is not so good. I have all kind of air purifiers, all kind of things in the room to keep air moving because we do need air. So I think everything that you guys hit on was so important. And I say that because for 35 years of being a healer, I'm tuning in, and why God tuned me in with you, I'm blessed. I always say that I'm more in tune with men. And this is the first time that I've been with so many women, and I'm loving it. But I think we're all on a path and we're all experiencing things according to your own karma.
Thank you, Miss Nora. And I hope, I know that I received a lot from that share, and I hope that you guys did as well, especially the share on the libido portion. I never, ever, ever looked at it like that, especially when you're in the self-proclaimed self-loving on me, taking a break, like, from interaction, or just like honoring thyself, goddess energy. It's so many different levels that we all come from in our healing and self-love journey, that there are other things that are not always considered. I have always, just to go there, we're a bunch of adults on this call. I've always been a supporter of masturbation. And it's for that reason, because it's important to have an outlet. But I don't think I ever looked at the opposite end of it, of what happens when you don't. Because there are a lot of people that is one of those things that we have been taught to be inhibited about, and to not necessarily, to have taboo around. So thank you for taking the conversation there and to that level of depth. I appreciate you. Anyone else want to share anywhere where hostilities may be coming up? I'll share that I mentioned entering a new relationship or rather a new level of the relationship, and there are definitely pushbacks from my family. So there are many family members that are not privy to my business right now, and that I'm not sharing with. And it's not for any huge secretive purpose, but it is to avoid that type of energy, that energy of hostility, of when I don't understand how people get so involved in other people's lives that you kind of have that energy of hostility towards someone's love. Like, it's interesting. How about you folks? Anyone out there dealing with hostilities? The energy of hostile, defensive, aggressive energy. And if not,
Cassie,
all right,
well,
go right ahead.
I don't see any hands. I don't see any hands up now, but I did see Cassie's hand up and down a couple of times. And I don't know if you are able to come on now.
Peace and blessings, everyone.
Greetings.
Yes, my little one just went to sleep, but thank you for noticing that my hand. Oh, I'm not able to my video. Okay. I've been up all night. But one thing I wanted to share, I guess with hostility as it relates to the breath, is that oftentimes you may feel, well, for me, you may feel that tightness in your chest. And you have that feeling of, it could be family members or relationship, that tightness, and it makes it more challenging to breathe. And to me, that It's just a way of my body or your body communicating that it is time to release. So it really resonated with me when someone shared that this is the time of release, letting go. Even it may be uncomfortable, but it's also uncomfortable to hold that there, to listen to your body, to listen to what your body is telling you, even though it may be uncomfortable, but growing in being comfortable in your uncomfortable to understand what you need to release and let go in order for your life to flourish and grow. As a birth worker, fertility worker, often you have those blockages, but those blockages can resonate in different ways. And you can feel that if you just be still, listen, and feel. It can be very uncomfortable, but any blockage you have to push it out, it has to take pressure. And often that pressure can resonate for me in your chest. So yeah, so that resonated with me in a lot of different ways too. I was not clear of what was shared about the what was said was so eloquent about this is the time to really release. But if there's a blockage, in order to remove that release, is going to be uncomfortable. But once it is released, that flow is there. And that's what resonated with me. And I am complete.
Thank you. So good to see you. It's interesting because in that share that I just shared with you guys, I stopped breathing. I literally stopped breathing in the share of the hostile energy. And until you started speaking, Cassie, it kind of, when you started kind of speaking about breathing and the lack of, I kind of was able to recognize, and literally that was as well, and literally where I felt it, like in my chest, but it felt so good to release it. And I always say knowing is half the battle, and then doing it's the other half. Once you start to recognize that and can actually catch it, it makes life a lot easier. I can remember the years that I had no idea for so long that I wasn't breathing, and how much tighter my body felt and how much more uncomfortable I felt in general. And having arthritis and all those different things, it's like it impacted it all so much more. All right, so where are cards taking me today?
Before you go, just let me check in with the chat. Not much is happening in the chat. Earlier, Marilyn says, thank you, I love reading, appreciate the recommendation. Catherine Sweetness says, let's go to the beach. And Z writes, I just left my daughter's house. That is the most hostile space I've been in. I thought I was strong enough to deal with it. I was physically sick the whole time I was there. I was also completely shut down. And Z, would you like to come off mute and chop it up with us? And in the meantime, okay, Z she's preparing herself.
Okay. Good morning, Z.
Good morning. Yeah, I don't really feel like doing this. I literally just left like a few hours ago. Like late last night, I came home, and this is home for the moment. But I don't have a home of my own, and I'm feeling that really intensely right now. But I'm coming on because I need to.
Shay. Well, I commend you for pushing through and showing up for you, because I know it's not easy when everything in us is saying no. So for you pushing through and saying yes, just giving you a big ups for that. So are you able, in those moments, was breath able to support you at all? Or what were your tools that you used to, while you were actually there? Because I know you removed yourself, so that's part of the response and the handling of it. But in the moment, were there any tools that you were able to activate in the space?
Hold on. Sorry. No, actually, I shut down. I literally shut down, and I had so many things I was supposed to be doing, coming out of last year, coming into this new year. Nothing at all got done. Nothing. I was completely shut down, and I could feel it happening, but I felt powerless to change it.
Gotcha. So if you don't mind, sis, I was called to pull my African Goddess Rising cards. And there's one that jumped out literally while you were setting up, and I was doing this. I want to read this card and definitely just take a moment to be with you. But I feel like this card, I don't know, I've never pulled this one. I don't know exactly what it's for, but I just feel that spirit is saying that one is for you. So I'm gonna put that, I'll do the collective card shortly. And so I'll share that it is the card that resonates with the number 1, which speaks to new beginnings and opportunities for new beginnings. It's the top of the year. The beauty of when things end is that we get to begin again. So definitely be kind to yourself and be gentle to yourself for the things in 2022 that were not completed, because you can always carry them over to the next year and begin again. So be kind and be gentle to yourself, please. So the card is Nana Baluka, and she resonates with seasons. She speaks for seasons. So she is of the House of Benin. She's the temple of the thresholds of guardians. Her element is air. So Nana Baluka is the most high supreme being, the primordial mother, grandmother of all Orishas and deities, and Dahome's wise woman, herbalist, and healer. Nana Baluku's guidance, you have entered a new cycle that is very old. Allow yourself to become present. Trust in divine timing. Don't be in such a hurry. There are no shortcuts here. Embodiment. Are you ready for a new beginning? You are in or entering a new season that will force you to evolve. This is a time of major transition. You are not stuck, sis. You are holding on to old patterns. Change can be terrifying. Allow yourself to be mentored. When you choose a new path, you are ripe for self-sabotage. A commitment test from the universe may pop up to delay this new pathway. Stay the course, the time is now. Your goddess declaration is I am limitless. And if we could just all take a little moment to breathe with Sister Z and send her some love and love and energy of limitlessness. Thank you, Sister Z. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for your vulnerability. And I'll send you directly, I'll send you a picture and a copy of your words from your card, okay?
Thank you.
Anytime. So welcome. Community.
Jaimie?
Yes. Oh, we are at the 7th. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I know some of you may have to go this morning. Thank you so much for being here with us. I will continue pulling cards for the community through the next 30 minutes or so. All of the cards, I will place pictures of the cards and their meanings into the Facebook chat that will be directly under this video, under the replay. And thank you for being here today. And if I do not return for something else this month, I'll definitely see you guys for next month's reading. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
You as well.
You have two hands up, Sweetness and Veronica. What would you like to do?
We can go with Veronica, and then I'll come around to Sweetness after I pull the next card.
Good morning, and so thank you so much for this card. It was so revealing to me. It's astounding because I was sitting here, and the challenge is, as I've been a Reiki healer for over 25 years, and I decided to become a pranic healer. And I saw it, and I know that I'm on the right path, but yet the message that I just received was be patient with myself. And that yes, in spite of the challenge, I'm on the right path. And all the things that are coming up around me are just challenges to push me further into my healing journey. And I am so grateful. And I would like you to send me that card as well, if possible, the reading part of it.
I definitely will. So what I'll actually do is, because I do definitely have it, that although Spirit was telling me that that card was for Z in that moment, a lot of times it's not just, it's we are a collective, we are a community. And we mirror each other. Is that picture always exactly the same? Of course not. We're individual, astounding, amazing human beings. Like, we could never all be the exact same, but we have so much more in common than we know. And that's like a common thread that I wish would be spread, because it's not just women to women. Sometimes it's Black to Black, but it's not always just Black to Black. And it's not always, you know, sometimes there are things that mirror us in the opposite sex. There are things that mirror us in other cultures and around the world, in places that we've never even seen before. And people are having very similar human experiences. So with that being said, I will definitely drop the picture and the meaning for both of the cards, because I'm definitely being pulled to pull two cards from this deck for today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your light.
Thank you.
All right. I guess this may be for our lovers in the space. We definitely touched on the conversation around libido, because we now have Katesh, who is the goddess of sacred lust. And her card number is 26. And I believe we have a numerologist in a space. I don't want to presume, Nora, that you are a numerologist, but you definitely had a lot of wisdom to offer. And if there's anything that jumps out in the number 26, or anything that you know about the number 26, please feel free to share that. I feel like, let me see something. Yeah, that's the second time that the number 26 has come up. The card Hostilities, the energy card, was also 26. So for any of you that are into numbers out there, if that resonates in any way for you, there you are.
26 is an 8, and 8 is organization. And maybe that's why we're all here at 7 o'clock, to bring a group together so that you can support one another. Because alone, we have to be alone and not lonely, but we also need to know that there are like minds that we can touch base with. And like minds, the sister that said before, like 25 years in Reiki, I've got the same or more, but I don't think it's about healing other people now. It's about healing yourself. All the healers I know have been challenged. They've had strokes, they've had, because all they've done is give out to other people, and they haven't really been working on themselves. And the breath is meditation. It's not just breathing. And they've made women of color so strong that we are like the he-men, and they're making us come back to our feminine. And the feminine is vulnerable. And sometimes we don't like to be vulnerable, but we're vulnerable now. But the universal God is moving us to the next level. And maybe 8 is organization coming together. You know, 8's 1 over 7, which is moving to the next level. So that's, and my dear wonderful sister, you are leading and helping the group, and to know that we are not alone, that we can depend on one another, which is not something we've always done. You know, some people, women, they get into politics, they get into saving Black, and I'm not into none of that. I'm into saving your soul and growing and being one with your universe and that. So that's where we are with the 8. 8 is bringing this group together at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you. I love that. I'm like, and what I heard from that is just a more peaceful world, not any of all that other stuff. Who cares about a rich world, a materialistic world? I need a world filled with peace, joy, and happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Katesh. So, lust and libido and giving into ourselves, also wanting to point out that sometimes that lack of self-care, that we're also not looking at all of the areas. So say you're a Reiki healer, that doesn't just mean give yourself Reiki, or are you missing your own Reiki? It's like, where in there are you imbalanced? Is it in your love life? Is it in your healing life? Is it in your wellness and what you're intaking, whether it be through the people you're spending time with when you're not healing or working, or the things that you're intaking in your body? I know as a graduate of Sacred Woman, I'm not always operating as one. And many times I have to stop and look at what I'm putting into my body and the impacts that it has and how it actually, comes out. And I don't mean the physical part of the coming out. I mean the actual energetic part and how it impacts me. So Katesh, the goddess of sacred lust, she's of Egypt. She's of the Temple of Lovers. Her element is fire. Katesh, the mistress of the gods, is the Egyptian goddess of sacred sexuality, ecstasy, and fertility. Her 2 men, yes, 2 men, are the fertility god Men and Mantu, the god of war. You are an erotic creature. You have a divine right to experience sensual ecstasy and a king-size bed, Kinyofu. It is sacred to give and receive pleasure. Embodiment of Katesh, you deserve to feel good. It feels good to feel good. So allow yourself to feel good. Lean into your sacred lust. Does that lust, well, I'm ad-libbing here, but does that lust look like dance? Some of us just like to dance around the house in something soft and comfortable. For your dudes, maybe you're swagging with your what's that, like that outfit that men have on when they're like smoking cigars, like little pajamas, and you're in the house, maybe listening to your music, your good sounds, and have some candles lit, incense burning. What does your sacred lust look like? Yeah, smoking jackets. Turn up your own fire and quench your thirst. I didn't even get to this part. Dance with pleasure. You daring to embrace your sensuality will set the world on fire. It feels good to feel good. So it's yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whose voice is that? Jump on in here.
You said it earlier about, and I'm not saying it because I'm not a sensual being like that, but you mentioned masturbation, and that's not something people tune into. But when I used to train people, I used to say, when we go out to massage and do Reiki, you can't go out with lust. You can't go out with that. You have to take care of your inner self so that people do not pick up any energy from you while you are working on them. And a lot of sisters are not with another human, whether it's female or male. And that's a missing piece, because I think Solomon said two are better than one. And I think what you mentioned before, it's not on a sensual, sexual, or erotic piece, but when that energy gets built up, you go eat a lot, you drink a lot, you overextend yourself, because when they talk to that libido energy is there. Now, some people got low libido. That's another world. But when you're doing all this work, it builds up that energy in your kundalini, and it's there. And you really have to learn how to move that energy. That's why we really were supposed to have a partner. And children can't do that for us. And I think that's what the sister's learning. Children can't do that for us. That we are moving to children and grandchildren, but they can't satisfy us on that. That's not going to do it. So I think you kicked it. I think you need to kick that ball up, all up and down. And that's what that card is saying.
I love that. I learned something new that the younger generations have going on right now. So my sister is 12 years younger than me. So she's still in her 30s, and she's kind of able to keep me abreast of what's going on with the millennials and under. And she introduced me to something called soft life, #soft life. And this is a new way of being that the younger women are starting to claim for themselves. So what you were speaking about the world kind of turning into self-love, it's so on point, and it's happening to the point that they have hashtags for it now. And it's called #soft life. I'm still wrapping my head around the energy that I feel when I hear #soft life, and what I see it necessarily being referred to, because a lot of it's being attached to luxury. And for me, it's not about luxury, it's about the peace of mind, and understanding that pouring into self is so important, that it's more important than what we're doing out in the world. Because we could be doing a lot, but then they have those terms, doing too much or doing the most, and it ends us up in imbalance. So thank you for taking us down that road of exploration, and getting an opportunity to even hear what this soft life can look like from a space of balance and intentionality and integrity. Thank you. Anyone else have anything coming up for them?
You're ready for sweetness?
I am. Hop right on in, sis. You there?
Okay, so that card was mine. Yes, absolutely. I am fire, fire, fire. So, and then also my brand is creating balance while powering in my peace. So after acknowledging I am fire, there also still needs to be a balance, of course. And so that's what came across for me when you were sharing that. I had my hand up for a while, and so much has happened since I put my hand up, but definitely that card was for me. You had said, okay, we're going to hear from Sweetness after I read this card. And then that card was definitely for me, because I'm preparing myself right now, for my next mate. And then what came across my radar was that if I want someone to do certain things to me, then I also, to me, it makes sense to be able to do it to myself. Even just something as simple as accepting, there's an area inside your leg near your knee, and that's where deposits go for me. So I'm gonna say I don't like it. However, I've accepted it, and then I'll go there. I do dry brushing. I brush my skin while it's dry, for circulation. So, and I brush that area, and I start loving on myself. I've been loving on myself in that way. I'm not necessarily a fan of masturbation. I mean, I do it because I know a release needs to happen, but I'm not a fan of it. However, for right now in this season, I've been loving on areas of my body that I would not necessarily, put in the front of a man's face, right? That's not something I would want his eyes to look at. However, so that's what I'm saying. For me, accepting who I am and loving me will invite other people to love all of me. Even if the knee is whatever it is, or the thigh and the belly is whatever it is. So I've been loving on myself in that way, and I'm finding it extremely beneficial, because it's been more than like 5 years since that area has been addressed in the way that I had been accustomed to addressing it. So really the stagnation was absolutely present there. So all of this, man, this is really good, Jaimie, because I'm like I said, I'm getting ready for him. And he's out there. Is he looking for me? He might be looking for me. So I'm I'm getting ready for him. So thank you. And then thank you to Sister Johnson, man. I'm just like really feeling her vibes. I don't know what state she lives in, but I'm definitely feeling her vibes and totally appreciative of her presence and her wisdom on this call today. I love the collective. I love the collective. And also I love the right now. That's what I've been practicing also, is being in the right now. Not last week, but like in the right now. It's been alleviating sorrow and stress for me, practicing being in the right now. And with that, I'm complete.
I love that. Thank you. I love the share around the intentional masturbation, that it may not be something that you overly enjoy, but you also understand that it's something that is also a tool to balance yourself out. And also learning that masturbation doesn't have to be just like very similar to sex. Sex can be very carnal, but then sex can also be very slow and intentional and loving. And that's how I think masturbation should be. It's like, we don't want to do anything just for the sake of getting it done or just for the sake of getting to the other side. It's that intentional, loving, high vibrational energy, which will have you in that place where that release will have its like utmost impact and really support you in whatever it is that you want. They have something called, there's like manifestation sex, where you can manifest whatever you want with your partner through connection and the energy. Girl and guys, we can go on about that one for a while. But our next card for today is from the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. And we have Bast, independent. And she says, your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. So the message from Bast: like the cat, you're fiercely independent, yet you also need affection and playful companions. Now is the time, these cards never lie, I tell you. Now is the time to balance your social interactions with solitude. While you may ask others for their opinions, ultimately you must make your own decisions. Your freedom and independence are priorities, so ensure that these characteristics are nurtured. Various meanings of this card: spend time alone, give yourself permission to play, ask for your needs to be met, make your own decision, work with cats, pay attention to your pet feline or get a new cat. About Bast, rhymes with Mast. The Egyptian goddess Bast transforms into a cat each night and protects her family and those who call upon her with all-seeing night vision. She exhibits the cat-like traits of the feminine, which include gracefulness, independence, playfulness, and intuition. Bast also works with cat lovers to help their feline companions. The daughter of the sun god Ra, Bast has the rare distinction of being both a moon and a sun goddess. So Bast to be independent. If they want to share, I hear go right
Well,
ahead.
Go ahead. I want to make a clarification. I was 40 years old before I knew what a vaginal orgasm was. I had 3 children. And I was at a conference once, and this lady was saying, you know, we're multi-orgasmic, and tears came to my eyes. I didn't know what the heck she was talking about. And I realized if you have never been made love to, where somebody explored all of you and loved you, then that's a missing part of us. And all of those 200 millions of women who had their clitoris cut, they don't have orgasms. They're just used to bring in babies. So I don't mean this from a sexual, nasty place. I mean, if someone has ever truly loved you and made love to you, then there's a map inside your body you can follow. If it never happened, then you would be resistant to it because you haven't experienced it. If you've experienced it, your body remembers those places that was touched. But if they have never been touched, then you don't remember. And then you have, a hardness towards it. But that's the goal, is to have. Solomon had all these wives that they said he had 400. I mean, I don't know, but pleasure in Egypt was something that we did. And we didn't go to I'm not talking about carnal sex or something like that. I'm talking about the highest level. And really appreciating the feminine that's inside of us. Like I said, and some of it's missing because some people just had children and they were used as an object. They weren't used as someone really truly loved them. And I think when you said, whoever said about preparing, the preparation is there, but there's 15 women to every one man out there. So it ain't easy to find them. But if we prepare ourselves, I think it's a wonderful thing to have a partner. And I was so surprised that our coordinator this morning was saying she was preparing herself for a relationship. She didn't say she's preparing herself to go on the mountain. She said, I'm preparing myself to be in a relationship. So that's all I wanted to say. I didn't mean it on a carnal level. I just mean it on tuning into yourself. Because you're talking about when that energy is there and you can't sleep and you can't do this, you just give yourself an orgasm, you go right straight to sleep because that's that built up energy there that's saying, I want to come out. I want to come out. What are you doing with me lately?
Yes, ma'am. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I would definitely implore anyone who may hear this message or be in the space with the message who may not have experience and may have any resistance due to the lack of experience to add that as a level, add it as a tool in your toolbox, add the openness to it, the possibility of it. Even if there's more work that needs to be done, then seek the work. But if not, maybe just open your imagination to how you may want to feel, where you may want to be touched, how you may want to be touched. And again, definitely not speaking to the carnal part of it, speaking to the sensual part of it, the energetic part of it, the part that just makes you feel valued and loved. Sister Sweetness shared about the skin brushing and how she activates her skin in that way. Now that may be something else. It may tie into the pain or the discomfort, but the same way we can do things to ease pain and discomfort, we can do to add pleasure and love to ourselves. Even just slightly stroking your arm, like taking the time to just touch yourself in every place and space can open your mind up so much. I saw Jacqueline mentioned about it starting in the mind, definitely. That as you start to imagine, the imagination is a space that has really allowed me to have endless possibilities. And the more I open up my imagination to imagine something that I may be resistant to, it allows it to move a little bit. And anyone is welcome to chime in. I am definitely And with that one pulled, I'm called to our Afro Goddess Tarot deck. I'm going to pull a card from, and anyone is welcome to speak while I am shuffling.
Yeah, Jaimie, I love coconut oil. Coconut oil is soft and smooth. And when I massage myself, I put oil on my entire body and it turns into a light massage, which connects me to me and spirit. That's how I see it. I remember a couple of months ago, Dion Monsanto had a workshop. She had a session here and she shared something. I'm trying to look through my notes to see what it was that she said, but there was a word that she used that she was suggesting we use as we are putting the oil on our bodies. I don't know if anyone remembers what that is, but you are right on point there. I want to read the chat. There's Jacqueline made a comment, and I also see Adam came off a video, so maybe he has something to share. It'll be great to hear a man's voice. Jacqueline says the mind, it starts there. I can have an orgasm just by thoughts. Being touched by someone in that way can last a lifetime, and I can always bring myself back to that point just by remembering or imagining. The skin brushing can be very pleasurable. I was introduced to it at a spa. Yep, I agree with you on the mind, Jacqueline, and I'm with you. Adam?
The battle.
Yes, did y'all call me?
Yeah, if you wanted to have any input into this conversation.
I'm sure. I would like to say that libido to me is the overall indicator of how I feel about myself. Libido is just not about how I feel around my genitals. It's all about how I feel inside of my mind, my body, and my soul, and what I put into my body each and every day. I just want to say, a couple of weeks ago, I went to a sauna for the first time, and I posted up on Facebook. And when I went there for the first time, I was sweating all over my body, and it just gave me this orgasmic feeling that I never had before. So going to the sauna to me restored this outer confidence that I never had before and whatnot. So I just want to say self-doubt is also the greatest gateway to your own imprisonment when it comes to your own pleasure, especially. So I just want to say that you should always depend on yourself to, make yourself, feel, love versus, having somebody else to do it for you, because we all have our own work to do each and every day. And I'm complete.
Ashe, thank you for that. I love that share. I've been to a sweat spa, and it definitely is a euphoric feeling. If some of you have never been, that is definitely a beautiful place to connect with self. You have the element. I have it that it has all the elements there for the most part. A lot of times there's wood in the room, so you have your earth there. There's the air kind of gets stuck and kind of steamy. So you have air, you have the steam from the water, and then you have the heat, which represents the element of fire. So it's one of my favorite places to be, to honor all four elements. Is a sweat spa or a sauna or something to that effect. Thank you for sharing that. And then what I heard from you, Adam, also is that, because we hear this moniker a lot, or the saying a lot of, in order to have love, find love, you have to first love yourself. What I'm hearing is that it's not just a outer love, it's also, it starts from inside, and that self-love. And in order to have whatever it is that we want, we first have to give it to ourselves. In order, and at a high vibration, so that we're attracting exactly what it is that we want by giving it to ourselves. That good old independence. So community, let's see what the Afro Goddess Tarot wants us to know. So it's the 10 of Pentacles, which is kind of divine at the end of this reading. We started out with the 5 of Pentacles, talking about challenges and difficulties. And My difficulty right now is the cramp in my tummy. My tummy is hungry. Anybody else out there hungry with me? Am I the only one who's hungry? So the number 10 is a completion. It's a complete cycle. So the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles represents the complete surroundings of lasting abundance. Here, a couple walks hand in hand down a pentacle-lined pathway towards a vision of material joy. A rainbow appears as to signify that this is a lasting gift of abundance. And the 10 pentacles leading up to this beautiful destiny provide a clear and comfortable path to its luxuries. The 10 of Pentacles is a beautiful indication that everything is coming together. You are now blessed and surrounded. And Z, I'm just called to call. I don't know, Spirit is calling me to call your name specifically. That this is a beautiful indication that everything is coming together, even though you may not feel like it right now, sis. You are now blessed and surrounded by some level of material wealth. You currently have all you need and more, both financially and within your home unit. I have it that this is true, even though, again, it may not feel like it in this moment, sis. Your family shall also benefit from the gains you have acquired. And I'm going to throw this in there, and all the work that you are doing and committed to doing. And you shall be proud of the lasting success you have created for yourselves and the ones you love. So I typically believe in something to work towards. And again, that may not be where any of us may be right now in this moment today. If we're still in that 5 card, if we're in that breath card, if we're dealing with hostilities or energies that are pushing back, sometimes it can be hard to feel these moments. But I also know that there are times that sometimes we're just looking at that glass from the half empty aspect, or the challenges and the difficulties that can be in that half empty cup. And sometimes we get to see the half full and enjoy the half full and understand that we can end up here if we continue to do the work, the good, the bad, the ugly. That is our reading for this month. You got, oh, wait. There was one more because we had a lot of conversation around. I have shared from this deck, I believe only once before, but I was definitely led to share from this. And this is from the Yoga Sutras, a deck to help support you in moving through and practicing the wisdom of the Yoga Sutras to life. The name of the deck is actually called Live Your Yoga. Pardon, it got a little wet. 54 practice cards to bring wisdom of the Yoga Sutras to life. So I was definitely, I was led to end us off with a card from this deck for today. And definitely, if there's any last things to share in the chat, you are welcome to now, or you're also welcome to come off if there's anything you'd like to share before we depart today. Okay. Replenish. So we have a card, it's balance, and it is speaking to them. It's actually offering us a meditation. So I love that that I followed Spirit, and it's offering us the practice of a mudra meditation, and Nora had mentioned before that reflectiveness and that the breath is not always just about breathing, that it can also be about meditation. So here is a practice that you guys can carry forward for the rest of the month. So this is a simple mudra meditation. It balances energy and can be done almost anywhere. So it offers for you to set a timer for at least 5 minutes. Begin in a comfortable seated position and close your eyes. On each hand, simultaneously touch the tips of your thumb and index finger together. So like this. Then on each inhale, move your thumb to the next finger. So and so on and so forth. And you would want to keep going until you get to the end. So you're moving from your thumb to the next finger, to the next finger, to the next finger, and to the next finger. And then you're doing a full breath on each, and you're going to repeat this sequence. And this is on both hands. And you'll repeat that sequence until your timer goes off. Okay, and that is our offer for our breath practice for this month. And I'll also definitely be dropping that in the chat as well. Along with,
should we do that? How long again?
It says to set your timer for 5 minutes, for at least 5 minutes, actually. So I guess you could build up the practice. If it resonates with you and if it's feeling good to the body and it feels like it's offering, you know, if it's giving you what it is that you're seeking, I would offer to increase the time as you go. You can start with 5 minutes, then maybe over time increase to 7 minutes, and so forth and so on, and whatever you're comfortable with.
All right.
So glad that I'm able to offer you some steadying and peace, Jacqueline. And thank you guys, and I am complete. So for this month, I'm missing, I didn't hear from folks for last month. So if you were interested in last month's offer, the end of the year reflective reading, we can still do that up until 3:10. I'll take 3 people that would like to complete that. But for today's session, I'm offering a Wheel of the Year reading for 3 participants. And what that would be is a 12-card tarot card pull. And it would it would be done with either the Modern Witch deck or the Afro Goddess deck, whichever deck of your choice. And it would be 1 card pulled for each month to kind of give you things to look out for in your year. And it would be a personalized reading. And contact me. You have until 3/10/23 to book. And you can contact me via my cell phone, or you can DM me on Instagram at Jaimie Monet. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jaimie. So you all, Jaimie was dropping gems through her cards. You received messages directly and indirectly. You also receive coaching from Jaimie. She is amazing at what she does. And this has been an amazing session. So I say all that to say for you to see the value that this session, this today, has brought you, and asking you to give back to Jaimie for the work and the time and the energy that she put into this. She shared what, 4 or 5 card decks with us? Amazing. So you would go to Zelle or QuickPay, and using this SOW leadership development at gmail.com, you can go to Cash App, $ Spirit of a Woman, and there's a link that will be dropped in the chat so that you can click on that and go ahead and offer your donation. The donation is split between herself as well as the admin. The code that you want to use to identify today is 758JM. So you can screenshot this. You can also go ahead and catch what comes in the chat. So the chat might be a little delayed, but it will be there. So just be patient with us. All righty. We also have the monthly love offering. So if you are like, wow, this whole process, woo, is just amazing. And I'm not on every day, but I do want to support. We got you. We have $25 a month, $50 a month, $75 a month, $100 a month as options for you to choose. And the links are here. Again, it will be in the chat. You can be patient, they'll be dropped in. And you will set it and forget it. So that's another way for you to share. Jaimie?
All right, and coming up tomorrow, January 11th, we have Martine Lisa Malivers, and she will be here presenting What Are Your 7 Pillars, Part 2. And then on Thursday, we'll have Mika Joseph, and she'll be here presenting The Secret Fear Doesn't Want You to Know.
Thank you. We want to welcome anybody that's in a space that's new. I know that you're out there. You may have shared your voice, maybe you didn't. It's okay. You might even be in the Facebook world, this being your first day in Facebook or your first day in Zoom. You crossed over or not, whatever new means to you. Maybe you were here and then you took a break and now you're back again, you're new. Why am I saying this? Because we want to recognize you. You are important to us. You've helped us to create this space that we're in, moving into our 3rd year. So thank you. And you're valuable. Let us know who you are. Drop in the chat that you're new and let the seasoned Woo Nation circle around you with love and appreciation. And we want you to come back. So we are here 5 days a week, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 8:30. And we're here on Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 7:30. So you can choose and work this based on your schedule. Just know that we're here every day, or those 5 days at 7 o'clock in the morning. We are on Zoom all the time, and we're streaming live on Facebook. So if you're not able to come into the Zoom space, you can sit on the edge of the stoop and watch us on Facebook. If you would like to receive a text alert to say, hey, we're doing this today, then you can open up a text right now, type in 74121 in the telephone number section and Woo Nation in the comment section and press send. And when you do that, you will be in our automated text alert system, and about 6:30 in the morning, from Sunday through Thursday, you will receive a message saying, get up on here, we're doing this. You can do it with us. We have swag. So you can see some images here. There's more images if you go to the link. The link is bit.ly/Woo Swag. And you can, from this slide, you can see there's candles. Candles have names on them that you can use to generate energy around as you're doing your day or meditation or whatever it is. We have mugs and cups and thermoses that you can drink the fluids that you need in order to stay activated and hydrated through the day. We have clothing such as caps to keep you warm wherever you go. We have leggings that you can sport and people be like, oh, where'd you get that from? We have masks, we have t-shirts and sweatshirts, and you have colors and sizes to choose from. We have a journal. Remember I mentioned about a journal? That journal that you can hold on to, keep your notes and have available. So when something comes up and you want to refer to it, it's right there. Get your journal. And we have a bag that you can put all the things in. So go to bit.ly/Woo Swag. Get yours today. Stay in touch. Thank you for joining us. You want to register every week if you want to receive a lineup of who's available, or I should say who's presenting. bit.ly/Wake Up Movement is what you will type in, and you'll be taken to a registration form, and you fill it out and you receive the email for that week. Well, an email for that week of who's going to be presenting. And any other special offers that come in, you'll be privy to that. We have 2 Facebook pages. One is private, one is public. The private page is where we are streaming live right now, bit.ly/Woo Community. You need to go over there and request entry, and one of us will let you in. The public page is bit.ly/Woo Nation. Woo Nation is uppercase. You go there, click like and share. We're on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. We are on YouTube at bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And we have an email. So if you are interested in sharing any insight with us or saying, hey, I want to be a part of you all, there's lots of things for you to do behind the scenes. Or if you have a suggestion or whatever the case is, just let us know. And so I'm going to stop the slides. I'm going to ask you all to unmute, and we're going to give Jaimie a love shower the way that Woo does.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate this. It's
Thank
very
you.
educational.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for this great
What's going
presentation.
on.
When it comes to your pleasure and libido,
Maintain myself.
I just want to say, let's move
Thank you so
forward.
much.
Have a blessed day.
You as
Be
well.
blessed in the day, everyone.
I'll call
Love
you,
you.
Jamie.
Theodora.
Love this.
Thank
Love you, Woo.
Thank you, Adam.
Jaimie, thank you.
I got you.
Love,
Welcome.
baby.
Oh, beautiful.
He's like, it's my turn now.
Yes.
Give me attention. His little eyes. Much. See you guys. Thank you.
Thank
You too,
you.
lover.
Thank
you.
you.
He says,